we both did this week that we should update people on.
Yes.
And that's David Farrier's movie we saw for the first time.
Yeah, Mr. Organ.
Mr. Organ.
Yeah.
A lovely affair.
So fun. Me, you, and Kristen went.
Los Feliz 3.
Uh-oh. God, I forget.
Right. Like, I think you were going like, oh, if I didn't know anybody and I went and saw this movie, I would be so interested in this person.
Yes.
And they're my friend.
Yeah, and I get to be friends with this person. Yes, that's sort of what it was.
Yeah.
And he did such a good job, and he cries in the movie.
Oh, I forgot you would like that so much. Of course.
It really broke my heart.
Did you get a little?
I don't want to talk about it. I wanted to take care of that boy.
Yes, of course.
Of course I did.
So on that same front, first and foremost, I loved the movie.
Yeah. I know.
He's doing such original stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I am very protective of him.
Yeah.
He is my son.
Yeah.
So I was also fucking frustrated. Like if I watched a movie where you were getting shoved for 2 hours, I almost couldn't enjoy it because I need to get involved.
Yeah. I felt that. I was like, this is going to make Dax crazy.
I wanted to get in these conversations and go, shut up. Shut the fuck up, okay?
That's
you
my
stop
son.
talking. You're not making any sense. You've convinced yourself you're making sense because you're using words endlessly ad nauseum and you think it's adding up to something. It's not.
Yeah.
So shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
This boy here is so much smarter than you.
Yeah.
And he's taller and handsomer than you too. And that's why you're in love with him. And that's the only thing I like about you is that you're in love with Cindy. Because let's fill people in.
Yeah.
It's a story about this very strange man in New Zealand who makes headlines because he and the woman that owns this antique store decide to start putting boots on people's cars when they park in their parking lot after hours, operating hours.
Yeah.
And they're charging people $700 to get the boot off. So it's a total racket. Great use of the word. That's really a racket.
Mm-hmm.
David starts writing articles about this guy, exposing him. It becomes kind of a big becomes huge in New Zealand.
Yeah.
To the point where they pass a fucking bill in their Congress to address this. So David really causes some heat for these two. Yeah. They end up getting rid of their store. Now the guy hates David.
Yes.
And now he's coming for David.
Yep.
All in real life. It's all real life.
Yeah, this unfolds in this like weird, he becomes a part of this doc when he always does this. Like he has a knack for this.
Ingratiating himself into these people who hate him. That's what it's impossible to hate him is what happens. Yeah. So the guy would arrive every time to give David a piece of his mind, but he clearly had a crush on David and David's so disarming that they'd end up having coffee and then he couldn't stop talking to David. He is insatiably driven to be talking with David at all times.
But also fucking with him. Like that's his thing. He's a narcissistic sociopath, this man.
And he's dangerous. He's a dangerous guy.
He's ruined a lot of people's lives. Yeah. It's very scary.
We probably shouldn't give more beyond that away. But suffice to say, it drove me nuts to not be able to get in there and yell for David, scream on his behalf.
Would you have punched?
Had that guy been younger when they did the flashbacks, that guy, yeah, for sure.
Would you have punched the guy who was clamping the wheels? They call it clamping.
Well, I think David's using it to great comedic effect, actually. I don't know how ubiquitous the term clamping is, but he uses it in this artful, skillful way. But yeah, I mean, yes.
Yeah. It's like women too. He was like blocking women in.
Yeah, intimidating women. That's a two-part question. Old me who's not on TV and is anonymous, yes, I'm decking that guy. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Take this off right now or I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Those are your new options.
Yeah.
So me, I can't really do anything.
Yeah.
But I would on behalf of David. Like I would break my own good common sense on behalf of David.
Now, this is interesting because this is sort of a ding, ding, ding back to a conversation we had a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Where you were in the lounge.
Oh, you're
and
right.
You were sticking up for someone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
you didn't like
Dax, like, don't do that, you know?
Yeah.
And now I am like, yeah, I want you to. So this is
for that guy specifically.
I want you to punch that guy. Like, I hate this guy.
Yeah, yes.
I hate him. He's evil. Mm-hmm. And I want you to be the bearer of justice there.
And I will say, this one mirrors the thing we were talking about quite elegantly because a debate with that guy is useless.
Yeah.
It literally is useless. He really can outtalk anybody he gets in front of. So he is a bully. So why would I meet him in the field? So that's when I like, oh, well, there's a second element to all of this, sir.
Yeah.
There's another reality you're living in.
Yeah.
People can shut you up.
I think it's tricky because the reason I feel like I 100% am fine with you doing whatever you need to do to that person is because I know the depth of how bad he is.
Yes, yes.
And I don't know the depth of how bad the guy is at the lounge.
Yep.
And you're assuming he is really bad and I'm not, but maybe like
well, having seen how the guy was talking to him and how verbally insulting and abusive and the amount of words and the condescension. The dude was a swordsman with words, right? So it's like, to me, words was just not going to ever be the way to stop his shit.
Yeah. Interesting.
But then from a broader out perspective, let's say I beat up Mr. Oregon.
Yeah.
He's still going to be Mr. Oregon the next day, and he's going to be that way to everyone.
I know.
That's the part where I need to remind myself, like, I can't teach anyone a lesson. I could stop something that's happening immediately.
Yeah.
But me, that's the sheriff part of me that's wrong, which is like, I'm not going to teach anyone lessons in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can barely teach yourself a lesson. So how are you going to teach a stranger that hates your guts a lesson? They're never going to listen to you.
No, that's true. That's true.
Anyways, great movie.
Anyway, great movie. See the movie.
Good job, Cinnamon. It's called Mr. Oregon, and I don't know when or where it's out, but I imagine your internet can tell you.
I think you can go to his webworm, and then there's screenings.